was 12 inches, and I'm probably using 3/4 of this shock. So I would like to have seen bugs. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Immortal Riders YouTube channel. So if you clicked on this video, I guess you are looking for some information on Salsa's Bucksaw. All right, so I'll go over a little specs with you. I apologize about the sound quality on the next couple of parts of this video here. It looks like my my shotgun mic battery went dead, so we're gonna have to use a regular mic from the GoPro. So this is my 2008 Salsa Bucksaw. Just added a couple different things to it. Dropper seat post, a Fox dropper seat post, which I will do a another review on the seat post itself. I've added some of the deity bars to it. The special edition ones actually match the color of the bike. Lock-on grips, definitely gotta have lock-on grips. Platform pedals, riding them, and put on definitely some type of little chain stay, but more of a rock guard. These tires that come on it, the Van Helga, definitely ride tire pressure wise. Don't go over 8. If you start getting to 9 pounds, these tires start getting too harsh to ride with. The sidewalls on these tires are great when it comes to low tire pressure. And these sidewalls will still hold you good, no roll to the tire whatsoever. All right, so the RockShox Bluto up front here is so far been an incredible shock. No problems with it. Definitely go with what RockShox says to put in for the air here. I am 185 pounds, somewhere in between 5'8" and 5'9", and if I go anything under what RockShox says to put in there air pressure wise, that shock bottoms out really easy. All right, so another spec on the bike is this is a medium bike that I'm riding. I probably could have went with the large, but the medium seems to fit me perfectly, so I feel more comfortable with the medium bike. All right, so Salsa hit it pretty well with this bike. A few exceptions. Again, this is my opinion. Brakes are a little bit weak on it. Rear shock. So if you go to lock the rear shock out, and I'll show you in a second, it doesn't really lock out. This is my wife's giant Lust, and we're gonna lock her rear suspension out. I'm gonna put all my weight on it, and as you can see, I mean, it doesn't move. So that's a true lockout on the shock. Right, so I'm going to show you here how this shock really doesn't lock out. As you can see, that shock is supposed to be locked out, but you got that much travel in it. The one thing that I did have hesitations on this bike was the rear shock. When I locked it out, I thought I got a true lockout, as in the shock did not move at all. Talking to a couple guys at the local bike shop, most of the shocks coming out now are going to have a little bit of travel in them still. They're not going to totally lock out. I definitely get about an inch of travel on the rear shock when this thing is locked out. It's just something that I guess I have to deal with, that all shocks coming out now when they're locked out are going to have a little bit of give in case you do hit a pretty big size bump. All right, and also the other thing that I definitely am going to address on the bike is the brakes. I don't like the brakes at all. I feel like when I'm bombing a downhill, there's absolutely no stopping power with these brakes. The longer the downhill is, the more the brake fades even more to where there's not a whole lot of stopping power. All right, so my opinion on who should ride this bike, is this bike for you? I think the fat tire phase is really starting to kick off, and if you ride in the snow, if you ride in some sand, of course, this fat tire bike is going to be phenomenal in that. Out here on the trails, unless it's really muddy, fat tire bikes don't work well in the mud. For trail riding, again, a fat tire bike is great for it. if you think you can climb hills, get on this bike with this fat tire bike and see what you can climb. I guarantee your leg power is nothing compared to what this bike can handle. It's definitely a huge climber, if that's what you like. For downhill riding, it's good for downhill riding. You're not going to be doing any downhill races with it. But again, if you want a bike that you can do everything with, if you happen to live in the states where you get good amount of snow during the winter and you want to ride during the winter too, and you don't want to switch bikes. For myself, sometimes I don't like switching bikes off and on. Once I get comfortable with something, I like to stick with it. Is it for everybody? Probably not. Is it for you? That's something you're going to have to look at the videos that you have on YouTube and kind of form your own opinion on whether or not this bike is for you. I can tell you right now, I've been riding it for a couple months and I'm not thinking about switching back. I love the bike. I'm taking it everywhere with me. I'm riding it on everything that I can ride. I do a lot of street riding with it. Again, it's heavier for street riding. Bunny hopping, you're going to really have to practice your bunny hopping to get this thing up over probably 2 feet. Hope this helped you out, and we'll see you next time. And as always, we dedicate all of our riding to the Lord. See ya.